And today I just want to talk a few minutes about why sleep is so important and how to get good sleep. And then I'm going to talk just a few minutes about how to get a mattress because it's so important that you get the right tool to sleep really well. But let's talk first a little bit about sleep. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to use a few notes today because I want to make sure that I don't miss something, and so I can give you all the information that you need in order to get the best night's sleep. So basically, I want to start off by talking about that sleep is one of the most important activities in a person's life. Sleep is one of my favorite activities in life. Ask anybody in my family. Now, bad sleep and not enough sleep will have detrimental effects on every area of your health. Your emotional health, physical health, and even your emotional well-being. I mean, just ask my kids what happens if they wake me up too early in the morning, because I turn from being dad into Mr. Grumpy Pants just like that. So, good sleep is important for everybody, especially those around you. Now, you hear it said a lot, and it sounds kind of cliche, but the truth is, you spend about a third of your life in bed, or at least that's the goal. You want to try to get about 8 hours of sleep. 7 at the minimum if you've got any kind of an active lifestyle, and especially if you work out or exercise, and even more especially true as we age. And we probably all know people who say they can get by with 6 or less hours of sleep, and well, maybe they can, but they're the exception and not the rule. And I'm willing to bet my neighbor's cat that even they would benefit from a better night's sleep and even longer sleep. So to understand good sleep, I want to talk a little bit about these things called sleep cycles. We hear those talked about a lot, and I want to talk a little bit about what happens during each of those. I'm not going to go into real depth because who needs that? I just want to touch on these things a little bit to give you an idea of what happens in each one of these things so you can better understand them. And then when you understand those, you can work toward getting a better night's sleep overall. So stage 1 is that stage that happens just within minutes of you hitting the hay. And it can last up to 7 minutes, but it can happen as short as a few seconds. You're nodding off and those kind of things, and your brain starts producing these things called alpha waves and theta waves, and your eye movements slow down. And this is a relatively brief stage, just lasting a few minutes. And here you're in that light stage, and you're somewhat alert. You can still be easily woken. And it's this stage that people often do those things called cat naps. We've probably all had a few of those. And then you move into stage 2. And that's also a fairly light stage. The brain starts slowing down and produces these spike things called sleep spindles. And if you're going to have a power nap, this is the stage that you'd want to be in for that kind of thing. And then we move to stages 3 and 4, and that's where we start to begin those stages of deep sleep. The brain starts slowing down even more and produces these things called delta waves. You don't experience any eye movement or movement of the muscles at that point. It becomes harder for you to be awakened because your body becomes less sensitive to outside stimuli. It produces even more delta waves as you move into that deeper sleep. And that's a more restorative stage of sleep. Okay, so it's most difficult to wake up during this stage, and this is the stage where your body starts to repair itself. So it repairs muscles and tissues, and it stimulates growth and development. It boosts your immune functions, and it builds up energy for the next day. Very important that we get into that stage of sleep, that 3 and 4. And then we move into stage 5. That's kind of the most famous one, that REM sleep that we all talk about, rapid eye movement. And you usually enter that about 90 minutes or so after you go to bed. And that stage can last up to about an hour. And an average adult has 5 or 6 of those cycles every night. And this is that phase of sleep, that final phase where your brain becomes the most active. It's when your most dreaming occurs and your eyes jerk back and forth and up and down. That's why we get the name rapid eye movement. Your heart rate and your blood pressure increase. And your breathing becomes fast and irregular and shallow. Now this stage of sleep, that REM sleep, plays an important role in learning and memory functions, since this is when your brain consolidates and processes all the information and stuff that you got that previous day so it can be stored in your long-term memory. This is an incredibly important stage of sleep. So this is where you really want to get to every night, at least a few times, trying for 5 or 6 times. Now these sleep stages are different for different ages, and they last different longer. So infants are going to sleep differently than adults, obviously. But at an average night, you want to run through each of those sequentially a few times every night. And those REM periods actually increase the more of them you have through the night. So that's why that's a good chance you might awaken from a dream in the morning, and hopefully it's a sweet one. So those are the stages of sleep. But let me really quickly run through some very quick tips on how to get better sleep so that you can get through those stage cycles and get the best sleep possible. Here's one: exercise. Exercise is a great way to sleep better because people who work out regularly sleep better and sleep longer. Also, avoid alcohol before bed. Now, as most of us know, sometimes alcohol will help you fall asleep because it's kind of a depressant, but it actually badly affects the second half of your sleep. So avoid alcohol before bed because that'll help you sleep better. Pretty obvious one: avoid caffeine later in the day, especially in the late afternoon, because caffeine lasts about 5 to 6 hours in your body, so you want to get rid of that. I don't even drink from my cup past 3:30 in the afternoon because I need my sleep. Set a regular bedtime and a wake time. In other words, get to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. Now, if you stay up late, like I am wont to do, you're actually robbed from the late stages of sleep, not the early stages of sleep. So it's really important that you get to bed at a regular time so that your body adjusts and so that you can get that best sleep throughout the rest of the night. And when you do that, you lose out on the best and most reparative benefits of sleep when you stay up too late. Next thing, make the bedroom the bedroom. Use it for sleep. Get rid of the TV in your room. Don't put a desk in it or anything else that distracts you from sleeping. If you're like me, if you have a desk in there or something like that, then your brain's always going to think, well, I can get one more thing done. I can get one more thing done. And you don't fall asleep. So we don't have a desk in our room anymore. We don't have a TV in our room. We have our bed and dressers and all that sort of stuff. Make it the bedroom so that you can sleep. Okay? Light reading in bed, that's okay, but make it reading for entertainment. Don't make it work reading. Read just fun stuff. Okay? And then get the right bed. That is so important. Folks, now come down here to Malch House. Obviously, we sell mattresses, and we would like you to buy beds from us. But the fact is, a good bed is so important to a good night's sleep. Come down here, lay on these mattresses. We have 20-some mattresses on the floor here that you can try because everybody's different. And so you're going to want to come down and try these things. If you have health issues, talk to your doctor or your chiropractor about what kind of bed to buy. They may have some suggestions. They might say stay away from something too soft or too firm, and that'll help you there. Consider an adjustable base if you have things like sleep apnea or you snore or if you have joint pain issues. But invest good money in a mattress and a base, folks, because if you need to cut spending anywhere, you need to do it on the accessory type stuff like dressers and nightstands. But invest in the tool that will actually help you get the sleep that you need. So that's your mattress and your base. And now we're going to talk about how to purchase a mattress at a mattress store. So I'm going to step over to these beds over here. And what we do when we walk somebody through the store here, they're looking at a mattress, we try to always start them out with these beds right here because this is our firm, medium, and softest mattresses right here. And we have other mattresses that fit that, but we start everybody off on these 3 mattresses to see which one is the most comfortable for them. Because if they lay on these and they say, well, you know what, I like this firm one the best, then we've just eliminated a bunch of mattresses in the store and we can concentrate on showing you firm mattresses that you'll like. So you're saving yourself a whole bunch of time. So come in here, lay down on a mattress, and figure out what's the best feel for you. And then we can talk about things like whether you like memory foam or you like the hybrids, or if we need to look at something in a perfect sleeper line. We have beds also for your guest room and your kids' rooms. But the best thing to do is to come in and lay down on a mattress because you just need to do that. Now, the great thing about Serta is that they have a 120-day trial period. So if you pick any of their iComfort foam mattresses or their hybrids, you have 4 months to make sure that that bed's going to work for you. Now, we're going to work hard to help you find the right mattress the first time, but you can rest comfortably knowing that you have options if that bed doesn't work for you. Now, it takes your body about 4 to 6 weeks to get used to a new bed anyway, so having that extra time to know that the bed is going to be right for you is very assuring. And I can tell you that my wife and I personally have had to take advantage of that return policy, and now we're sleeping in the best bed we've ever had in our lives, and we love it because we knew that we could bring it back if it wasn't the most comfortable bed for us. So come on down to Malch House. We'll help you pick out the right bed for you. We'll help you get it to your house free, set up and delivery, and you can trust Melch House to treat you right in Serta with the best tools for a best night's sleep. Thank you much. Have a good day.